So you're welcome, everyone. And I would just like to start by saying that you are welcome to March edition, especially for our female in physics on of the PHYkonnet webinars. We had a webinar last month. I don't know how many of us were actually around for last month's webinar, but this month, especially for women, for our females in physics. And then we have our giant speakers that will be speaking to us today. And I know that you are in for an amazing time. If you know you are not with your pen ready yet or your jotting notes, please pick it up. Put your jotting notes, your pen, and start jotting down your questions because you are in for an amazing time. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you. And at the end of the day, you are going to let me know if what I've just said is true or not. And you are going to pay me for it. Thank you. So my name is Cynthia Charon Owame, and I'm the privileged founder of PHYkonnet Africa. PHYkonnet Africa is actually a growing hub for physicists across Africa. And right now we have a lot of people from around Africa countries in our PHYkonnet community. And I know someone will be wondering that why is there PHYkonnet? Why would PHYkonnet why do we have PHYkonnet? And I'll start by actually giving a backstory of how PHYkonnet actually started and the body behind PHYkonnet. So I studied physics as an undergraduate physics with electronics from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in space physics in Brazil here. So when I was in school, I kind of relented academically in the sense that they always tell us that, not the lecturer saying it directly, but when I told people that I picked physics and I studied physics, like I picked it, not that they threw me there. You should understand if you're in Nigeria, how they throw you there. They didn't throw me there. I actually picked it because I have loved physics since when I was in secondary school, right? So I know when I told somebody that I picked physics, and person said, do you want to be a teacher? Do you know how that actually dropped my morale? A teacher. I know I'm not saying being a teacher is, but like I'm not studying physics because I want to be a teacher. So that really brought down my morale. And then when we started school, there was this season where they were always saying school is camp. I don't know how many of us actually know that season. School is camp, Jerry, school is camp. So with all those information I was listening to, they started like messing up with my head, and I just saw myself relenting academically. I just saw myself not taking it serious. I was like, oh, thank God, I have a side business. I'll just begin when I graduate, I'll just pick up my side business. So I relented academically. And close to my final year, when I was almost rounding up, I met a mentor who actually started taking me for conferences. And I discovered, there are actually opportunities. And then I might not even end up being a teacher. Even if I want to be a teacher, I'm going to be a teacher because I want to pass down my knowledge, not because they feel like physics will make you becoming a teacher or something like that. And then I started telling my departmental mate that all these things you are doing, there are applications. You see what I saw. And from there, I remember speaking to my mates when we were leaving about opportunities in physics. I just told them the little I was able to get at that point in time. I shared with them. And after that, I just knew that it was not going to end that way. There are lots of undergraduates, there are lots of graduates that are also struggling. They need to, first of all, undo this mindset of you being like studying physics is nothing, or studying physics cannot amount to anything, which is not true, right? So that was one of the reasons why I came up with PHYkonnet. Though it was not PHYkonnet, but the first webinar we had was in 2024 about harnessing opportunities in physics, like just to show people there are opportunities. And that was where we got majority of our community members. And I discovered that the problem is everywhere. The problem is everywhere, even here, all over the world. The problem is everywhere. If you check statistics, even in the US, you will see that it's everywhere. Like the fear of physics is the beginning of wisdom. Let me put it like that. So that was how the PHYkonnet actually started. We've had about 4 webinars now that really, and we've seen a lot of reports or testimonies from people. And one of the things we are trying to do is to demystify all myths that people believe about physics, like it's for geniuses, it's for this, it's for that. No, as long as you are curious, as long as you love asking questions, as long as you want to see new things, you ideate. You are a physicist. Like everything you see, all the questions you see that you think you are battling with today, it was because someone decided to think outside the box, which we all do. You see some things, you begin to question, you are curious, you just want to know things. So I just told myself that even as I'm doing my master's and I'm still kind of encountering a lot of problems, I tell myself I'm just curious to know better. I'm just curious to actually get to know deeper about physics, and it has really been interesting. So for those that might be wondering how we got to how PHYkonnet actually came about, and that's just the summary of how PHYkonnet actually came about, and we just started. At least next month we are starting our first quarter mentorship. We have about, though I didn't publicize that so much, we have about 5 people right now that we just want to use as a test run for our mentorship. Not test run, sorry, like for the first quarter of our mentorship, to really help people, because I see graduates are even complaining. A lot of people are complaining, to just help people with the knowledge that we have that can help you. At least the knowledge that has brought me to where I am today, that knowledge too can help somebody, right? So that's just the summary of everything that we PHYkonnet is actually about. So I would like you to just put in the comment section, introduce yourself, tell us where you are joining us from, just say my name, where you are joining us from, and what you think, like what you actually want to get from today. So please, you can put that in the comment section.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to PHYkonnet. I'm the moderator for today. I'm so sorry for joining late. I apologize. So let everybody put in the chat. Let's know where you're chatting or watching from. Sorry, we don't have. Let me try something now. Okay, see me now. Let's do that quickly. Okay. Hi, Karen from Zimbabwe. You're welcome. Good evening, everyone. I'm Justice. Hi, welcome from Port Harcourt. Faith Adebayo. Hello from River. Welcome, everyone. Others, you don't want to introduce yourself? Let's know you now. I'm Ayobami from Lagos. Let's know you. Let's know you. Okay. Okay, since others are shy or they don't want to tell us their name, no problem. We can move to the next phase now. So we're going to be having 2 speakers for today. I hope you can all hear me. So let me know if you can hear me. Can you all hear me before I proceed? Okay. Okay. I guess everyone can hear me then. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So we are going to proceed now to the next phase. So we are going to be having 2 speakers for today. So the first speaker is going to be Mrs. Bukola Afolabi. So I don't know, please let's clap for her from our end, even if I can't hear it. And the second speaker is going to be Precious Jandura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that well. I'm so sorry if I don't. So Precious and Mrs. Bukola. So the first speaker is going to be Mrs. Bukola Afolabi. Is she here?
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, okay, Mrs. Precious. Okay, so let me introduce Mrs. Precious, Mrs. Bukola rather. I'm so sorry. Mrs. Bukola, our first speaker. Let me introduce her briefly before she proceeds with her. Okay, so Mrs. Bukola, can you hear me? So I'm about to introduce Mrs. Bukola. Mrs. Bukola Afolabi is a physics educator and a former high school principal with over 15 years of experience in teaching and academic leadership across secondary and online learning environments. That's huge. Oh my God, 15 years. Oh my God. She specializes in GCSE and A-level physics and has taught students within international and virtual education settings. As a former high school principal, Bukola brings a strong leadership perspective to physics education with hands-on experience in curriculum oversight, teacher development, instructional leadership, and student mentorship. Her work is centered on inclusive STEM education, empowering women and young people through physics, and positioning educators as change makers within educational system. Bukola actively contributes to professional conversation on leadership, mentorship, and effective online teaching practices. That is huge. Please let's clap for Mrs. Bukola Afolabi. 15 years. Oh, that's serious. That's a lot. We're happy to have you here, ma. You are welcome. Mrs. Bukola.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, ma. Over to you, ma. We can't wait to hear what you have for us.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Sorry, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. everyone. Thank you for having me. I am Bukola Afolabi, and I don't need to say much. The moderator has said
Yes.
a lot about me. So thank you for having me. Thank you. And I want to say a big thank you to PHYkonnet for organizing this beautiful webinar. We actually need things like this to motivate women. Yes, when people hear physics, some of you think, sorry, I'll be sharing my screen. I don't know if, I think I've started sharing. Can we see it?
Yes, we can.
Can we see my screen?
Yes,
okay. Okay. So, yes, Give to Gain Women in Physics Leading Change. And I'm Bukola Afolabi. So first, I'll be starting by asking a question. When we talk about physics, what comes to our mind? What exactly comes to our mind? Can anyone just give me a brief, just an answer? What comes to our mind when we talk about physics? Okay, I don't want to waste our time. But then, when I was learning physics, when I hear physics, I think of equations, I think of formulas, I think of difficulties. It's difficult, isn't it? I'm sure, yes, that is what we all feel physics is about. But no, physics is not that. Physics is not just formulas. Physics is possibilities. Physics is our environment. Physics is everywhere, from our electronics to our cars. Everything is built on physics. Even the second speaker, that'll be. I don't know what she's talking about. I know she's a medical physicist. We should know that physics is encompassing, is everywhere, is in teaching, is in medicine, is in geology, is in everything. So we not wanting to associate it with physics. It's like we telling ourselves, no, I don't want to associate with the world. Physics is possibilities. So I want us to open our mind, have an open heart. We should be curious to learn. We should have this mindset of, if she can, I can. That mindset is powerful. It will move lots of us forward. Women in physics, it's not, we are still underrepresented. But with webinars like this, the story is changing, and we are the change. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can.
So now, let's go to the topic of the day. What is give to gain? I will start with something very simple, but very powerful. It's a personal experience. There was a time I thought physics was enough. I studied, I understood it because, yes, I love formulas, I love calculation. So my inclination for physics is just natural. I could solve problems, I could solve equations, but something was missing. It wasn't until I started teaching, because I'm a teacher, that explaining concepts to students, breaking things down, seeing confusion turn into understanding, then I realized something powerful. Giving knowledge is what truly multiplies it. I remember teaching a student linear equation. As I explained step by step, I noticed something. Not only was the student learning, but I was becoming better, clearer, sharper, and more confident. That is what happens when you give, when you teach. And that is what led me to this: give to gain. When we give, we become masters. Giving builds mastery. I am a teacher. I will talk in the angle of teaching. When you teach, you don't just repeat knowledge, you refine it. You begin to see gaps in your understanding. You simplify complex ideas. You communicate with clarity. As women, this is powerful because in many spaces, we are expected to prove ourselves. But when you give, when you teach, you grow naturally into an expertise. You don't chase mastery. You build it through giving. And how can we give? You give knowledge by teaching. You give your time by mentorship, support. You give courage. Giving creates visibility. Many people are talented. Sorry. Okay. Let me go to this slide. As we know, in physics, energy we say is never lost. It is transferred. We should bring this back to give to gain. When you give, you transfer value. You transfer, you've actually motivated somebody to be able to do what he or she feels was the impossible. So today, when you give, you create visibility. Many people are talented but are hidden. In today's world, visibility matters. When you share your knowledge, when you teach, when you post educational content, you are telling the world, this is what I can do. And you never can tell who is watching you. Never can tell who you are motivating. Never can tell who is drawing inspiration from you. Like, let's take this webinar, for example. I don't know where Cindy had saw me. I was just doing my thing on LinkedIn. And lo and behold, I saw a mail from her. So what is that telling you? I have gotten lots of requests on mentorship, lots of requests on support. And that's because I decided to take the bull by the horn. I decided to be visible. Not because I am the best, but because I feel women are underrepresented. We need to talk more. We need to do more in terms of physics. And with that, I started talking. And like you know, I'm an online teacher. So I used that space to improve my visibility. Spoke more online, spoke about what I love doing, which is teaching. And lo and behold, we are here today having this kind of gathering, having this kind of webinar. So like I said, we can give by sharing our knowledge, by being visible, by giving support to people. And these will open doors. Opportunities don't just come from what you know. They come from what people see you can do. When you give intentionally, it opens doors. When you consistently give, people trust you. People recommend you. People connect you to opportunities, which leads to speaking engagements, like what I'm doing. It leads to opportunities. It leads to collaborations. I never can tell. Sometimes opportunities, even some that you don't even know exist. Giving, showing up, being visible leads to such opportunity. Now, women in physics. So like I said, when we give our knowledge, teaching builds confidence. If we're a teacher, we can relate. One explanation can change a life. When we are visible, when we keep talking, we don't know who we are mentoring. We don't know who we are challenging. We don't know who we are giving the button. Show up. If I can, you can. Like if she can, I can. So that is what visibility does. Giving means support. You mentor. You create a shoulder. You give people a helping hand. You let them see possibility in what they feel they can't do, in what they feel is impossible for them to do. Giving is powerful. It is an equalizer. When women teach, mentor, share knowledge, we lift others. We build confidence. We create our own platforms. We don't have to wait to be invited into spaces. You can create your own space by giving value. When one woman rises, she doesn't rise alone. She brings others with her. So, how do we start? How do we start? I would talk from my own perspective. Start from what you can. What you can do. Start from your comforts. Start with what you know. You don't need to know everything. You just need to be curious. Start with one concept. Start with one topic. And not just giving is not just about teaching. Like I said, it's about mentorship. It's about anything you love doing. Provided you're in the physics space, do it. Show up. Talk about it and be consistent. And that's all we need. Teach someone. Teach a friend. Teach a student. Teaching is where growth happens. Share your knowledge. Record your lessons. Post on LinkedIn. Build a simple portfolio. Never can tell how far you can go. So let us support one another. Let's mentor. encourage, collaborate, because giving is not just about knowledge, it's about impact. Let's break the barriers. Let's break the obstacle, the self-doubt, limited resources. I can't do it. This is not right. Just keep moving. Keep showing up. Keep being visible. Consistency pays. Now, call to action. What can we do? How can we keep giving? I'll leave you with this. In a world where many are trying to get, be someone who chooses to give. Because when you give, you grow. You become visible. You unlock opportunities. You don't lose anything. You multiply everything. You mentor, you support, and we all grow together. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for our first speaker. Oh my God. Thank you very much, Mrs. Bukola Afolabi, for your insightful speech or presentation. Thank you so much. I personally learned a lot because I'm this person that shy away from all these things. I just keep my knowledge to myself. But hearing from you this evening, I've learned a lot. I'll start teaching now. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, ma. Please, does anybody have a question for Mrs. Bukola? Can you signify if you have a question for Mrs. Bukola? If you have a question or you are curious about something, you want to talk about it, let's make it interactive, please.
Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
All right, I just want to ask Miss Bukola just one question. I want to ask her if there are any challenges that she has made as a female physicist. She already mentioned that already we're underrepresented in the field, and people have sort of like resistance when they know that you're a female physicist. So I want to know your own personal challenges that she has met and how she managed to overcome them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen, for that question. Definitely, there were challenges because there's this belief that physics is the main thing. So, like Cynthia said, when anybody sees you studying physics, they're like, what's wrong with you? What happens to other courses? Why physics? So that challenge itself, as everybody feels the men are better in this space. But you need to tell them this is who you are. You don't need permission from anybody. Whatever anybody thinks is not who you are. You are Karen. Whether people believe you can do it or not would not stop you. If you know you can, my dear, go ahead and do it. In short, one mistake we make is we feel we should be perfect. No, make that mistake. Let people see that you're making that mistake. Make that mistake. Keep showing up. Keep doing it. Keep refining what you're doing. And before you know it, you are better. I've had my DM is filled with requests of please mentor me, please tutor me, please coach me. I receive coaching requests almost every day. Not because I'm better, but because I decided to take the bull by the horn. I decided to do it, whether I am doing it right or wrong. I decided to be visible. I did not allow what others are saying deter me from doing what I feel I love to do. I love teaching. And funny enough, I'm not even teaching in Nigeria. Most of my students are in the UK. I teach abroad. So I'm right here in Nigeria teaching abroad. People are like, is it possible? And I'm, yes. If others are doing it, I can. And I don't know if Cynthia told you, I have my own virtual school too, that I run, where I have students too. I have teachers. So why am I doing this? Not because it was easy, but because I just decided to do it. I've been a principal for 15 years. I just thought about it. How can I transform this into the online space? I sat down, thought about it, and lo and behold, the idea came. And I'm a school owner today without having a building. The school is not situated on a building. And I'm sorry, it's not situated. But I am actually doing what I'm doing online now. So just think, how can I create impact? And the good thing about it is the more you do, the more you share your knowledge, the more you earn from your knowledge. So if you are not visible, if you are not showing up, you are putting money on the table. If you don't do it, others will. So please do it. Don't think of perfection. Start. The difficult and the most challenging is start. Is for you to start. When you start, it becomes a roller coaster. You see that ideas keep coming, you keep doing it, and you're like, wow. I was also a shy person. Go and check my LinkedIn for. I don't post. I'm like, what can I do? I don't know how to do this thing. But this is something I'm doing offline. And all of a sudden, I just said, I just had to post one of my physics. I think I taught a class on waves or something. I can't remember. I posted it and I was like, and I saw a reaction. I'm like, oh, really? People are even seeing me. And that was the turning point. I just started, and lo and behold, this is me. So anybody can do it. So that's it. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Mrs. Bukola. Thank you so much. And Karen, hope you got the answer for your question. And who else has a question for Mrs. Bukola? Let me see your hands if you have a question for Mrs. Bukola. Okay, without wasting more time, since we are all satisfied with our presentation, we all understood that we need to give to gain, because as you are giving, you're also gaining, and you are giving visibility. So, and that's very good because more like me too, I would rather keep my knowledge to myself, not because I want to keep it to myself, because I'm shy. But now that I've listened to Mrs. Bukola, I need to come out of my shell to start, because there's nobody that is a dollar. Everybody knows something. You definitely know something. So give what you know. Thank you so much, Mrs. Bukola. God bless you. We are so happy to have you here. And I don't know if you have more advice for young people, but we have heard everything.
Yes, I'm just do it. Just start. That's my candid advice. Just start.
Okay.
Kill that phobia. Kill that discouragement. Don't discourage yourself. And in short, if you overthink the impossibility, why don't you overthink the possibility too? If you think it is not possible, why don't you think it is possible too? If you feel it can't be done, why don't you think it can be done? The one that can happen to you is you will not get a reaction on your post. Nobody's coming to beat you in your house. Nobody's coming to, and lo and behold, you are not a celebrity that needs 1 million likes. All you need is just talk. And before you know it, you are getting your followers. Before you know it, people are listening to you, because not everybody is on social media for different purposes. There are some that wants to follow celebrities, but some actually wants to gain knowledge. So those that wants to actually gain knowledge will follow you. You actually get your audience. Your audience will show up for you. So you are not, please, most times we post on social media thinking, I must get 1 million followers, 1 million likes. That's not the idea. If that's the idea, then you are getting it wrong. It is celebrities that actually need that. You as a teacher don't need that. All you need to do is post your content. Those that actually, your audience will listen to you, they will follow you. Do we understand that? So
Yes.
let's start by starting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, I'm so happy to hear this because, oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Bukola. Hope to hear from you another time. Thank you. Please, let's follow her LinkedIn so that you can gain more knowledge. Because, oh my God, I wish you had more time so that she can give us everything to know everything about that. So thanks so much, Ma. Thank you. So now I don't know if anybody has any question. Please put it in the chat so that she can also read, and before the end of the call, she can answer it. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you can't say your question, you can just type it. We'll read about it. Thank you. So the second speaker, Precious Jandura. I don't know if she's on the call. Is she? Hi, Miss Precious. Are you around?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Good evening. Good to have you here. So everyone, yeah, this is the next phase. Miss Precious is going to be giving us our presentation. But before that, let me do a quick introduction so that we can know who is speaking to us. I hope you can all hear me. Okay, so everyone, Precious is a radiation technician at the Radiation Protection Authority of Zimbabwe, RPAZ, and a master's candidate in medical physics. Beyond her technical work, she serves as a member of RPAZ Integrity Committee, where she contributes to building robust systems that foster institutional transparency and prevent unethical practices. Precious' career is fueled by a profound mission to improve the lives of cancer patients. Oh my God, a journey that has seen her evolve from a dedicated volunteer to a strategic leader. She currently serves as a sub-team lead for WinYG, WinYG Africa, and is the Zimbabwe country representative for Pink Africa Foundation. By bridging technical expertise with ethical governance and advocacy, she demonstrates that giving to gain is about more than just service. It is about building the integrity-led system required for women in physics to create a last global impact. Please let's welcome Precious. Because hey, medical medical technician. Oh my god, that is so huge. Miss Precious, thank you so much. Thank you. We welcome you to this space, and we can't wait to hear what you have for us. Thank you so much. Over to you, Miss Precious.
Thank you so much. Just to check, I'm sharing my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can. How about others? Please, can you see our screen? Okay, they
Yes,
can.
we can.
Right, that is great. I'm going to just put it in PowerPoint and then we start. Okay, can we all confirm that we're seeing it in PowerPoint form? Yes?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Great. So thank you so much for the introduction. I will not reintroduce myself. I think she has said enough and a lot about who I am and what I do exactly. But mainly my presentation is going to focus on sharing the actual journey that I've gone through to get to where I am today. I am still not there yet. As per se, I'm still a woman who's growing and becoming, right? The journey never actually ends. So with the theme Give to Gain, Women in Physics, Leading Change, I am going to begin with where it all started. So basically, this is me, the youngest version of myself. At probably my first graduation. At this point, if you'd ask me, who do you want to become when you actually grow up? I'll tell you that I want to be a doctor when I grow up. And that was the passion. And why? Because I love people. But as I grew up and transitioned into my high school, that I wouldn't say it changed, but it got shaped. Because now I actually grew an interest in oncology, in cancer. And I started getting actually more interested in, okay, what is cancer? What does it do, right? So at this point, when I was in high school, in my head, I was telling myself that when I do grow up, when I do finish my high school, actually, I'm going to become a doctor, then an oncologist and all that. However, the actual journey began. So the first thing was, I'm going to become a doctor, right? And I found myself actually pursuing physics when I was now getting into university. Reason being, I then got knowledge and rather spoken to more about fields and things in the oncology field. So I'd never had any idea of what medical physics was actually, but I knew it at that point that, oh, so medical physics deals with patients and cancer and all that. I actually didn't become a doctor because at that point, the threshold that was needed, I didn't manage to get that. And also when I then decided to apply outside of the country, I did get a place, actually a very good place with a partial scholarship. But even with that partial scholarship, the remaining, I couldn't afford it. So I had to go back home. So these are some of the challenges that we might find in the way. And it seems as if your road has been steady, that changes and you've lost your path, but that's actually finding it and regaining your feet. So at this point, I then start actually doing my undergraduate physics degree with the idea that I'm going to become a medical physicist. I was so excited, right? And beginning of my master's, my undergrad, actually, I was doing a lot of physics and wondering where's the medicine until I went for my attachment. So at this point, my dream actually meets reality. Right? I get there, I'm waking up to a radiotherapy department every single day. This is a dream come true. You see, I love people, I told you, right? The passion is working with patients, being in oncology field, this was it for me. I would wake up every day excited, actually. But being in that place reaffirmed, or rather strengthened that passion that I had from the beginning. Why? Because I actually had the experience of working with the healthcare. It was no longer hearsay. It was actually understanding how the systems and the processes actually work. So I'm there, I'm saying, yes, I'm excited, but then I'm on another level of actually really understanding what it means to be in the health field. So I see the health workers working so hard in a resource limited area, right? This started opening my eyes to so many things that I'd never thought of, right? I see patients. Yes, you're a medical physicist. Yes, you work with machines, but because I had a passion for people, you'd find me actually going to the people and speaking to them, just briefly checking up on them. How are you today and all that? And with interacting them, I would actually understand the stories of the patients. Not hearsay, but actually understand what they are going through and the journey that they're actually going through, the challenges they're facing. Some of them was financial. Some of them was actually not understanding what cancer is. And at the end of the day, they would present themselves late. You understand? Some of them was actually not being able to afford or being scared of what an operation would look like. It was just a lot of things. So at this point in time, unfortunately, I also then lost a family member to cancer, right? And this just didn't end up being a thing that I was doing, the passion grew because I could see the gap. Because also it was about lack of knowledge, fear, and all that. So yes, I'm a physicist, but it's not just about the physics. It's about what the physics can do, right? So now, life after university, right? This is where the giving to gain gets real. I finished my university. Ideally, I was telling myself I'll finish my uni and I'll get into my medical physics and I'll practice. But guess what? Your journey is yours for a reason, and it's building you to become the person you need to be. There's no mistake. There's no, how can I say? There's no wrong turn. There's nothing like that. It's just perfect the way it's built. So the first job I actually got, funny enough, was actually marketing. I was marketing for a magazine. And at this point in time, I was asking myself, I'm a physicist. Why am I marketing? But you know what? When you give off, sometimes it feels like you're giving off that thing that you actually wished for, but you're actually gaining skills that you need. It's important for you to see beyond the physics, the theory, to be able to see the soft skills that you gain. So when I was marketing, I learned to talk to people. I learned market research. I learned how to penetrate in markets. These are things that you don't find in the physics, but then these are things that still apply in you making an impact in the field. Fast forward, I then started volunteering. The volunteering was particularly because I knew that deep down, yes, I might not be in the hospital at the moment, but that passion still stands. I want to make an impact in people's lives. So I gave off my time, right? I gave off sometimes my resources, being there, being available, you know, sometimes forgoing certain things just to go and actually be with people there, right? Meeting people from different communities, hearing different people's stories, you know, sharing about cancer, raising awareness and all that. I then also became a teacher whilst I was volunteering, something I never actually expected, and I was teaching physics in high school. And at this point, I had a lot of lessons actually taught to me in being a teacher. It's something that I'd never expected that I would actually do, but it's something that came with the process of me still becoming who I want to become. So one thing that you need to understand as I'm sharing my journey, it's not just about getting to the destination. It's how you get to the destination that makes the difference. Your story is not built on you at the end of the day saying, I've achieved this, but how you have achieved that really matters. Sometimes they feel like detours, but they're not. They're just the places that refine you and make you into who you need to be. Currently, I'm a radiation technician at RPAZ, like she said. And in this place, my job, yes, it does include radiation, raising awareness and all that. But on a day-to-day basis, it will involve me dealing with people. People from different facets of life, whether they understand the physics or they don't. So you remember the people skills I was telling you about, where I learned off totally feeling this is not physics at all, this is not patience at all. But now I am in the field and it's applying, you see? So these are skills that you'd have gained through just giving off yourself in certain, and also trying different things. So like I said, when I was explaining all these different things as I was giving you my background, I'll tell you that at every stage of your life, what's happening to you is that you're being molded and you're being refined. Why am I saying this? Because if you look at it, I had blinkers at some point, right? I had my straight head, I'll do my become a doctor and I will become an oncologist. That had to shift. I then became a physicist and I told myself, okay, I'm becoming a physicist. I'm going to become a medical physicist and I'm going to do this. And that kind of felt like it shifted, but then it came in stages that then made me, now that I'm doing my master's in medical physics and still becoming, I have a different perspective, but the passion is still there, right? So one thing that you need to know, my journey as I'm speaking taught me patience. Your journey might be teaching you something different. Don't forgo it. It taught me servitude. Being able to go and volunteer, being able to go and actually spare my time and speak to people actually taught me how to serve. And beyond all these things, back home, I have things that I actually serve in. So it's important to have these qualities, whereby you're actually able to serve. When you want to give, it requires your time, it requires sacrifice, and servitude is a key element, humility. So most of the times we have our path, we have things that we have aimed for, we have all those things in our head. Sometimes the journey takes you through certain phases so that it actually gives you that humility. So that the moment when you actually get that thing or whatever you want, it's no longer about the thing, it's about more of who you are and what you can do with the thing. You understand? Then the other thing is networking. Being in that hospital, being in that volunteer place, being a teacher at that point, right now being a radiation technician, all of that has opened so many things and has actually opened me to so many communities and people that I've actually never met, right? It's a platform that has opened networking for my growth, right? To be led, and that is mentorship. So along the way, I'll tell you that from uni, the time I started, even when I went to the hospital, I've met people that have actually started mentoring me from that stage, right? And to be honest, if I was never in those places, I would have never met those people. right? Sometimes we think that things that we have planned are the ones that will always, do what we want. But sometimes it's in the unplanned things where the biggest things actually happen. So I've met people who actually have become my mentors most of my life now, and they still walk with me today. And as I'm going and I'm growing, I'm meeting more people who are holding my hand and they're going with me. What you need to know is that as you're developing, no man is an island. You need people around you for you to actually become who you need to be. You need to be in a place of learning. So I'll get a bit more into the volunteering. And that was my first volunteer was actually Talking to Zimbabwe, which was an organization in my country. And in this place, we managed to organize different activities. We had we had different activities. We had talks. We had prostate awarenesses. We had different things, and we even had to go to conferences. So this was me getting into different platforms within my hometown, within my country, and actually understanding. Oh, so this is what people are facing. This is what is there. But remember, whilst I'm doing this was all volunteering. There's nothing getting paid. I'm giving off my time, like I said. I went on to Pink Africa. Pink Africa actually managed to run a Pan-African event, right? This was last year, where there were different debates being done by high school students from across Africa. And at this point, I managed to actually hear the voices of people beyond my own country, beyond Zimbabwe. There was Ghana, there was Morocco, there was Nigeria, there were different countries that were there. And being able to unite all these people in this one place, for me, it was like, okay, if this can be done, if this can happen, how much change can we make within our own country and within our own continent? You see, you start with something small, you go to the next platform and you grow. I'll tell you that through that place, it wasn't just through the planning, actually. There were so many lessons learned. Joining people, reaching out to judges. We had judges from across the continent, being able to get those contacts, being able to speak to them. I'd never done it before, but through that, and this was actually volunteering as well. Through that, it actually stretched me and it taught me a lot about things that I'd never known before. Then last but not least, there is Win YG. With Win YG, I was working with a team, a sub-team that had people also from different countries. But this was basically making sure that we track the growth of every young woman who was in that group. But then the group had people who are early career, mid-career, and senior career, right, level. And you needed to look at how they're going, their growth, helping each other and all that. And it became a small community, actually being able to speak with someone maybe from Morocco or someone from Nigeria that you've never met. So this is actually, as much as you're just giving off your time, you're actually increasing your network. So giving honestly helps you to grow. It stretches you and you do gain, not for yourself only, but for the impact that you're actually going to make at the end of the day. So I'm going to talk about leadership. As I've been speaking about my journey and the different things that I've gone through, the things that I'm actually going through now, I think you've heard that there are different things that I've actually come across with just being there and putting myself out there. So the first thing I need you to understand is leadership. You can only lead when you're led, right? You need to be a person who's actually teachable. Most of the times you look at ourselves and say, I want to get there. But for you to get there, there's a process that molds you to become that person that you need to be. And the first thing is that if you want to lead, you need to be led. Form follows function. So your journey is not a mistake. It's not. Your journey is forming you to become the person you need to be, for you to function the way you need to function. So if you forgo certain stages of your life, if you forgo certain stages of your path, you won't become. I don't agree in taking shortcuts, because shortcuts can only be there for a short time. They feel successful. They feel like you've made it for that short period, but you've really not gone through the process. So you don't become refined to become the exact shape that you need. Hence, when requirements come and you need to do something and you need to make an impact, you might not be able to make the impact. Why? Because you have not really been formed to be able to, to handle the things that you're supposed to handle. So don't feel bad about your process. Don't feel sorry about your process. Don't think otherwise. Don't take shortcuts. Follow it so that you can actually be fully formed, so that when your time to function comes, you fully function. Then don't chase titles, chase impact. The thing that I introduced this talk with was passion. Why? Because passion is what will keep you going each and every day. You're reminding yourself of why you started. The reason I still go and I keep going is because I told myself, I want to make an impact in the oncology field. I want to impact people's life. I don't know how that's going to look when I keep on pursuing, which I already am. Some of it started, but then for me, it's like, okay, I want to keep going. I don't know how it's going to really look like, but then the passion is the thing that keeps me going. So don't follow titles, but chase impact. The difference that you can make is what matters the most. Then the next thing is humility comes before honor. Why is this? Your humility comes through your process. Sometimes you feel like you've, I don't know if it's only me, but sometimes your actual journey breaks you. It folds you, it crashes you, and you come back again. But when you do come back again, it's a different version of yourself, a better version, a more complete person, right? That's not just about what you have or the title that you have or what you carry, but you actually have humility because you're more concerned of what you could actually do, right? Then to lead is to serve. right? To lead is to serve. I think I've explained this before in my previous slide, but just to say it, I'll say that to lead, you don't lead from the front, right? You lead by doing, and you lead others. You only go to the front when you're actually leading because you're actually doing it. You need to be willing to understand the process. You need to be willing to understand how things go. You need to put yourself in the shoes of those that you're willing to lead, right? Like I said before, it's not about titles. It's about the impact that you can make. Then last but not least, your gift will make room for you. So each and everyone in this place actually has something that you're good at, something that you can naturally just do without putting effort. But in as much as you have that gift, if you don't build on it, if you don't exercise it, it won't really make an impact in that room. Yes, it can open a door for you, but it won't enter in the door for you. So you need to be able to be in a place to grow that, right? That's what I'm saying, that it can actually come through serving, through volunteering, through just giving a helping hand. Sometimes just going out of your way to learn something, a skill that you have never really learned before, or stretching yourself, giving yourself a task that you've never done before, right? So this is all coming and changing you as you're going through the process. Then opportunities I'll share would be, as I have been going through this process, I have different academic. Also, you need to really grow, build yourself, your career and all that. There's IAE, Marie Curie Scholarship, Fellowship for those that would want to apply, improve your academics, make yourself valuable within the field, you can give only as much as you have, but when you open up your mind to other things, you realize that there's more that you can actually give. There's ICTP masters in medical physics and other masters that have to do with physics and science. There's research development fellowships that are giving with funding. CERN also has amazing things. There's something called ASP, which is African School of Physics. So I'm actually an alumni. I attended the ASP, the one that was held in Morocco in 2023, and there I actually learned a lot. But this only came through the next point I'm going to give you, which is LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I just went there and I applied, right? Didn't know what was going to come through, and the opportunity came. So really make sure that your LinkedIn is actually working. Make sure your LinkedIn is alive and active. Yes, sometimes you might get rejection. Sometimes you get accepted, but that doesn't mean that you should stop. So you should keep going. Put yourself out there, try. There's so much impact we can make in the physics field. Then the last thing, as I come to a conclusion, that is charity begins at home. This is a statement I grew up, my mom telling me a lot, and it was spoken by Sir Thomas Browne that says charity begins at home. Whatever impact you want to make, start within that household that you stay. Before you think about the next place or the next door, start thinking about those that are surrounding you, where you stay. Next thing, think about the community that you stay in. What impact can you make within your community? Next thing, you can now look at your country. What impact can I make in my country? Now look at your continent. You can now look at the globe. But remember, charity begins at home. And the more we give ourselves, the more we make an impact. And there we can gain even a much more impact, not to only ourselves, but to the people around us. With this, I thank you.
Thank you so much, Precious. Good. That was a great and insightful presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed our presentation. Please, do you have a question for her? Please, if you have a question for Miss Precious, let us know. Karen, you have a question?
Yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Miss Precious, I just have one question. I think you said a lot. Thank you. I really learned a lot from your presentation and your journey as well. I really learned a lot. My highlight was your journey is yours for a reason. That was really my highlight. Then comes my question. I'd just like to know what advice you'd give to your younger version. What advice would you give to them? Yes, it's been a journey and it's been shaping you, but then I'm sure at some point when you're younger, there are things that you desired and you were worried about and all that. So I just want to know the advice that you'd give to your younger version. Thank you.
So the advice, thank you for that question. Thank you so much, Karen. The advice I would give to my younger self would be, whatever it is, don't give up. Life is not a straight road. You definitely make it, but don't give up. That's what I'll tell myself.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen. Oh, is that all you have to ask her, or you have more questions for her? Any other question?
Okay, moderator, before you continue, please, I would really appreciate us to ask for clarity. Ask questions as much as possible. Don't die in silence. Just ask questions. If you know you are going through a season right now that is not clear for you, you are a graduate and undergraduate, like you are just there, you don't even know what life holds for you. Please speak out and ask questions. We here. I think we are all females. I'm not sure we are all females here, but we have more females. But that does not still matter. Just express yourself. We heard from our speakers. We heard from journey of our speakers. So open up. I know some of us are going through some things in our either academics, in our journey. So let's just open up and talk. Ask questions. You get more clarity when you're actually able to ask questions on your current level, like your current level. Yeah. You need to ask questions. If you need mentorship, just open your mouth and say, please, I need mentorship, or I need you to mentor me. I need it. Just open up and talk. So please, the ground is open. Ask questions as much as possible. Please, we are waiting. If you cannot ask, you can type it in the chat box. Please do that. Because if I want to look at when I was an undergraduate, I wish I had access to this kind of webinars, or even after graduating, to really put me on the right track, to really help me to be more focused and actually know the kind of mentorship to go for and the kind of opportunities to apply. So please, you see the opportunities that were listed. I don't know how many of us screenshotted. I don't know how many of us wrote down. I wrote. Let me show you what I've written. See, I wrote things down. So don't think I'm not writing. This is my what do you call it? My journal. So I wrote things ahead. So please ask questions. Okay. Imagine someone is seeking training opportunities in medical physics, and we have someone who is in medical physics here, and you didn't want to talk. So, first, I think someone needs access to. I think she said, I'll read it again. I think I did not go through it very well. I think she needs access to training opportunities in medical physics. So please, we need more. We need more questions, more clarity. Like, you just need clarity. This is give to gain. Yeah, give to gain. Okay. So I just graduated from physics department. So let me just go to the chat box so that I can. Sorry, moderator.
It's fine though.
Okay. With electronics to be precise, I'm stuck. I'm currently looking for internship opportunity in the field. Okay, I really do love physics, but I need mentorship on how to study physics properly. Oh, this person, Evelyn, are you currently an undergraduate? What level are you? And would you want to actually share clarity on your question? And the person seeking for training opportunities in medical physics, what kind of training? I think the three people that really dropped this message or this write-up or this question need to speak out so we can actually understand what you are saying. I think so. Or questions you have answers to what the first person wrote, or the person needs to be more clear.
Yeah, for the one who is asking about, I'm seeking for training opportunities in medical physics. Is it master's opportunities or it's actually clinical? Please give clarity on that. And then for the one who said, okay, my name is Mary Andrew. Hi, Mary. I just graduated from physics department, physics with electronics to be precise. I'm stuck and currently looking for internship opportunities in the field. Okay, so one thing I'll tell you is that when I did my undergrad was actually a pure physics undergrad. I'm the one who then just decided to do take a specialty in medical physics, which I'd always wanted. But with electronics and that, I would say that you should look up opportunities. I think I spoke about LinkedIn. Really make your LinkedIn make sense. Look for people who are doing those things. People who are in electronics. I find most of the things that I apply for actually on LinkedIn, to be honest. But if you look at my LinkedIn, it's mainly tailored to medical physics and anything with that. But I remember looking at something with medical physics, but it actually had something with electronics. If you look at CERN, CERN, I looked that up. Look at IAEA. Look at labs that do different research, even particle accelerator labs. And also depends on your electronics, which direction do you really want to put it in. But my first advice would be make your LinkedIn make sense. I think the first speaker spoke about LinkedIn and all that. Make your LinkedIn make sense and look up opportunities on your LinkedIn. How you look up on opportunities on your LinkedIn is tailoring your search. So search for people who do electronics, professionals in electronics, labs in electronics. If your electronics is joined with coding, whatever, look for any of those keywords and connect with those people. Also have a lot of coffee conversations. What are coffee conversations? This is where you come, for example, in my you connect with me, you come into my LinkedIn DM and you introduce yourself and you probably request, may I please have a small chat with you for this. I'm quite interested in whatever. Obviously, you'd have looked at my profile and you say you want to know a bit more, be taught, or whatever. Just, this is how you actually get opportunities coming your way. So I'll say that make your LinkedIn make sense, start connecting with the necessary people in the right communities, and start actually reaching people. So that thing that you need to know is that don't wait for people to come to you necessarily. You actually need to go, right? You need to knock on the door and actually just say, hi, this is what I'm interested in. I've seen what you're doing. I actually want to learn this. So yes, that's what I would say. And I'm not sure which country you're in, but if you're in any country, in your country, if, for example, if I'm in Zimbabwe, the people who were in my class who actually did electronics, some of them went into the medical side, some of them went into the industry, volunteering or not volunteering, sometimes actually opportunities for like early career that you can actually take. So it's also looking at in your environment, the industries, the medical side, the biomedical as well. You could also join up with that, and that could actually help you. I don't know if I answered your question fully, but I think I tried.
Thank you so much. I think she said she graduated from with masters in pure physics, and she's looking for opportunity in medical physics. Is that possible? Masters in pure physics, looking for an internship opportunity in medical physics?
So with a master's in medical physics and geophysics, they're slightly different routes, if I could say, because geophysics, you're basically looking at the earth and the things that are around, right? With medical physics, it's more about knowing your anatomy, knowing your machines, knowing how how your machine works and the impact that it can actually do. If it's CT, if it's imaging, if it's treatment, that's what medical physics is about. So it's basically about applying medicine in the physics. With geophysics now, what I would say is, so from my knowledge of the field, how you can connect, how we can actually work together, you could get into a space where maybe it's radiation, we have what we call norm in radiation, which is the regulatory. I currently work in a company that does regulatory. We work with geophysicists. These guys help with, checking points and mapping where we have our radioactive sources and all that, because that's what geophysics is. So if you want to do something in medical physics, maybe it will be just going to experience and see how the field works, but to really make a transition in terms of your field from geophysics to medical physics, I don't think it's actually quite possible directly, unless you then maybe do a master's in medical physics or a professional course that leads you to medical physics or radiation, something. That's what I could say.
Okay, so if I get it, sorry.
I think you said pure physics.
Yes, pure physics.
Yeah,
she said
yes.
She did a master's in pure physics. Pure physics.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So if you did a master's in pure physics, yes, it's very possible for you to actually do that. You can even consider taking up a PhD project in medical physics if you're quite keen with research and stuff like that. It's actually quite possible, or rather actually doing courses that then link up, since you already have the basis, because the most important thing with medical physics is actually understanding the physics and applying it to medicine, which you already have. So I think the transition is possible. It's quite possible, actually, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Precious. I discovered something this week. I am currently doing a course, signal processing, and then I discovered that applying physics in music. I am still reading on that, and I'm still really reading on it. And when I'm done, I'm going to probably make a post about it and all. But when I saw that applying physics, like signal processing, how you can it's actually so amazing how you can make use of sound. We have sound in physics, sound energy and all those things. How you can use your signal, change it, make sound, beautiful sound. And then they said because it's actually for music lovers, people that own studios and all those things. And then I saw it, I was like, wow, this is physics application in music. Can you imagine that? And then we are just there. I said I was going to take up the course and really see, because I'm interested in signal processing and see how to interpret signals and all those stuff. So why am I actually talking about this? I'm actually saying this, that you need to understand that physics is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Sorry, I'm not saying that you will not experience the hardship that comes with solving equations. I'm not saying you will not, but it's actually very interesting because it's not abstract. And that's one thing. Physics is not abstract. It's what you see, you can behold, you can imagine, you can just think through, you can just imagine things. Forget the way you were taught, right? But it's actually very, very, very serious. It's very interesting. For the person that said she's interested, she's a space, did she even put a space enthusiast, right? I was once a space enthusiast, but I'll say right now, I'm no longer a space enthusiast. I'm now in space. So if you actually need opportunities around that, one thing I did when I was launching into space was to look for organizations to actually volunteer with. And that was where I got Space Generation Advanced Agency. I love the way they give youth opportunity to volunteer. I love the way they give youth opportunity to contribute, right? So I started from there, went for their conferences, even became an organizing team member. I received a lot of, disappointment. Sorry, we cannot take you. Sorry, and all those things. But eventually I got into the Nigerian organizing team, then to African organizing team. I think that was where I actually stopped before I started my master's. But if you know you're interested in space, you can send a mail or drop your mail or drop your number or something. Drop your number. I can send it to the Nigeria point of contact. I don't know the country you are. If you're even in Africa, we have an African group where we connect. So if you can get opportunities there. I mean, there are opportunities for women in space. So if you're interested, sir, a lot. So that's the beauty of speaking out, the beauty of talking, the beauty of expressing yourself. Yeah. Okay, I will note that now. I will note that. So I think there's another question there. Okay, this Evelyn, I think I need clarity on your question. Okay, what level are you currently? You said you need mentorship on how to study physics properly. What level are you currently?
I'm in 100 level currently. That I'm a first year student in university.
Okay, what school?
University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
Okay, you just started.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you. I am so happy for you. I am very, 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 very happy for you. And you're at the right place at the right time. Honestly, you don't know. So you can, I think that's your number. You dropped your number. So I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to reach out because I'm very happy that you're just starting out. Hearing this, don't allow anybody to discourage you and make you feel like you are doing something. I know you're going to encounter a lot of student equations that you might not be able to prove, but physics is still interesting. Any other question, or are we good? No question, right? We good. Okay, before I will hand over to the moderator to Randall, I would just like to appreciate our speakers. Thank you so much, Miss. Okay. I think there's another, the person that asked about training in medical field. They said, okay, thank you so much. I was seeking to know whether there are any such trainings that anyone here can share. I have done my research in nuclear medicine and 1 year of internship. So have you been able to get the place to do your internship? Or can you just speak so that we can understand you clearly? Okay, I think maybe with everything that speakers have actually said, you can check your LinkedIn, like they said. You will see opportunities there. You will see opportunities there for internship. Just search on your LinkedIn and make sure you have to an extent, your LinkedIn is good enough to be able to just show up, check online, send messages to people. You will receive rejection, but just keep sending to as many people as possible or as many companies as possible, depending on the country you are. And I'm very sure that you see places to do your internship in medical physics.
Sorry, Simbiat. Okay. I was waiting to actually understand what her actual question was. Okay, yes, now there we go. She says, in my country, we have less than 10 medical physicists, mostly studied overseas. So in the country, even getting employment or training opportunities is very rare. Now I am seeking further training or education program to become a proper medical physicist. Okay, so that is actually quite common. I'm guessing you're from an African country, right? To confirm. That's actually quite common in most African countries where we have very few medical physicists to start with, or whatever number that is, but then the amount of opportunities, yes, Tanzania, okay, that's fine. The amount of opportunities that is there might not be enough to actually get everyone on board. But with your nuclear medicine, I would say that look for internship opportunities. Okay, for a start, you can actually try and apply to your different labs. Like there's in America, I know there's BNL. BNL has a nuclear medicine lab where they actually like make isotopes for treatment, right? You could look into such labs actually, because what you want to get is is the hands-on, right? And then fellowships. Look for short-term fellowships. Even if the fellowship is a 1-month fellowship or a few weeks fellowship, that'll be good for your resume. So look at countries like your America, your Canada. Look into Europe, your Ireland. Look into the UK. Also look into countries like Japan. Japan is actually quite good also with their nuclear medicine and physics as well. So look into those, but mainly look at labs, because what you want to get. But if you can't get, because also the other thing with medical physics is, remember, I, for example, will study my medical physics in Zimbabwe. I'll get certified in Zimbabwe. But to practice in Tanzania, I'll come and need another certification to be clinically qualified medical physicist in your country. So for now, what you actually need is just to look into fellowships, to be specific. And then when you get the opportunity, when you go to those fellowships, if you're content with the country, if you find the opportunity, now start looking at how you can actually get the certification for that country so that you can actually work there. So since you already finished your education, like I said, you have some work experience that you have. When you look for scholarships or fellowships, use that as your leverage. And then when you get there, understand the process of how to actually get certified so that you can leverage that. And when you do get back home, of course, you will know you're at a better space than you were before. So that's my advice to you. But keep applying. Just put yourself out there. If you get a rejection, it's okay. You move on. If you get an acceptance, climb on that cloud and keep going. I think that's the advice I'll give you. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you. So before I hand over to the moderator, I would like to actually appreciate our speakers. I really appreciate how you've poured out yourself to us, and we are grateful. It's not that I know you or have met you before I sent that mail to you about you speaking, but I love the fact that you were ready to actually pour out your heart to us, and we can see it. So thank you so much for your impact. Mrs. Afolabi, thank you so much, ma, for your impact. Precious, we are grateful. And I just made a sister from Zimbabwe. Can you help me to appreciate? Precious was Zimbabwe, thank you so much. And I am grateful for everyone that actually joined. We have about 30 plus registrations, and I think there is network issues in Nigeria. I don't know what's going on, but it happens. But don't worry, there'll be a replay. I'm going to upload on YouTube, I think today, but I will send the link to all registered participants. You can still go ahead and watch it. Like the last month old, at least you have about maybe 40 viewers, people that later went back to go and see it, and some ask questions and all that. So I will still do that. And thank you all so much. Thank you. So over to you, moderator. And before I sorry, moderator, hold on. And it's amazing to know that our moderator is the president of NAS, that National Association of Physics in Unilag. And again, today is our birthday. Is that not amazing? Can we please celebrate her? Can you wish her a happy birthday in the comment section? Sorry, in the chat box.
Cynthia, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm so happy doing this today because it's my birthday, and here I am learning, gaining knowledge. It's a lot of things. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining this webinar. I'm so happy, and I hope that we have all learned one thing or the other. So from the two speakers, I've learned a lot actually. And see, I was writing though. I was not just moderating. I was writing. I was jotting down points. So I hope we are all doing that too. And all I learned from, not all, at least a few points I jotted down from the first speaker was that when you give, you gain as well. So the more you teach people, the more you also learn. And we shouldn't wait for the perfect time. Let's just start. She said we should start. That's from Mrs. Bukola. She said we should start. We shouldn't wait for perfection. We should not be waiting for a lot of views. We are not celebrities, but we should just start. Then gradually, or in the process, we can learn a lot of things, and we can also gain followers. And physics is not hard at all. Yes, it is, but it is not hard. Do you get? So now that I learned from the first speaker and from the second speaker, in fact, I'm in love with her journey because oh my God, she did a lot. And she didn't give up. I love the fact that she didn't give up. That's for Precious. I love that she didn't give up. And that's also telling us that we should not give up. I'm sure a lot of us are studying physics, maybe because they didn't give us electronics, engineering and all, because most people that pick physics, they didn't pick it because they love physics, or they are not in physics because they love physics. They are there because maybe engineering didn't work out for them and they are left with no option, or the school gave them physics. I chose physics though. It's not, I don't even know why I chose physics. I chose it because I love physics, and I'm not even regretting it anyways. I'm not regretting it. I love it so much, and I hope that we have all learned that this course is not just a waste of time. It is not just a course. In fact, physics is even more important than some other engineering because we are the one giving them formulas to use. So they're just building on what we are what we are giving them. But don't worry, very soon or one day we are going to get our recognition. So please don't let us give up, and let's thank our speakers. Please let's clap for them. Please, let's do that. Let's react. Let's clap for our speakers. They have done a good job. We really learned a lot, and I hope to hear from them very soon. So please let us always turn up whenever we have a webinar like this. Let's turn up. I appreciate you, Mrs. Bukola. Thank you so much. I don't know if she's still on the call. Miss Precious too, thank you. Thank you for the insightful presentation. We love you. Thank you so much. God bless you. And to the participant, thank you for your patience. Thank you for learning. Thank you for joining. And for the host, thank you, Miss India. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for holding things like this, because this is actually going to encourage people to study physics